They complained about my driveway fountain, so I dug a moat with real koi and spotlights. The quiet suburb of Karen Heights was a place where conformity was king. Neatly trimmed lawns, identical mailboxes, and polite waves defined the rhythm of life. But I, Marcus Reed, had always been a little different. My driveway fountaina modest, bubbling basin with colorful lights, had been my pride and joy, a small rebellion against the monotony. It wasn't much, just a $200 project I'd built myself, but it brought me peace after long days at the warehouse. The koi fish, their scales glinting like jewels, danced in the water, and at night, the lights painted my driveway in hues of blue and gold. For 2 years, it was my sanctuary, until the Karens came. It started with notes. Polite at first, slipped under my door by Susan, the HOA president. "The fountain is an eyesore," she wrote. "It disrupts the neighborhood aesthetic." Then came the petitions signed by half the block demanding I dismantle it. Meetings were held, whispers turned to shouts, and soon, every neighbor seemed to have an opinion on my gaudy fountain. I tried to explain it was art. It was harmless, but their voices drowned mine out. "It lowers property values," they cried. "It's tacky." I offered compromises. Dimmer lights, fewer fish. They wouldn't budge. Their complaints felt like daggers, each one chipping away at my small piece of joy. One night, after a particularly vicious HOA meeting, I snapped. If they thought my fountain was an eyesore, I'd give them something to really talk about. I rented a backhoe, bought bags of concrete, and ordered 100 koi from a breeder. For weeks, I worked in secret, digging a moat around my property. 6 feet wide, 3 feet deep, lined with smooth stones and filled with crystal-clear water. I installed industrial spotlights to illuminate the koi, their orange and white bodies shimmering like living flames. By the time I finished, my house looked like a fortress, the moat a defiant barrier between me and the world. The neighborhood lost its mind. Susan was the first to confront me. She stood at the edge of the moat, hands on hips, her face red with fury. "This is absurd, Marcus. You're turning our community into a circus." Behind her, a crowd gathered, neighbors I'd once shared coffee with, now glaring like I'd burned their homes down. I stood my ground, arms crossed, the spotlights casting my shadow across the water. "You wanted my fountain gone," I said. "This is my property, my rules." The air crackled with tension, voices rising, accusations flying. Someone called the city council. Others took photos, posting them online with captions like, "Madman Marcus and his moat." Then came the twist. Mrs. Elwood, the quiet widow next door, stepped forward. She was 78, frail, and rarely spoke at meetings. Everyone assumed she'd side with the HOA always had. But she didn't. "I love the moat," she said, her voice trembling but firm. "It's beautiful. Reminds me of my husband's koi pond in Japan." The crowd fell silent. Mrs. Elwood, the neighborhood's moral compass, had chosen my side. She revealed she'd been secretly feeding my koi, sneaking out at night to toss them crumbs. Her confession shifted the mood, sowing doubt among the Karens. Some neighbors softened, others doubled down, and the divide grew deeper. For weeks, the moat became a battleground. Supporters dropped by with kind words. Detractors left angry notes. The city sent inspectors, but my permits were airtight. Online, the story went viral. Moatman trended, splitting strangers into camps of admiration or scorn. I felt vindicated, but the victory was hollow. My neighborhood, once a place of quiet camaraderie, was now a war zone of grudges. Friends stopped talking. Kids avoided my yard. The koi, oblivious, swam in their glowing prison. Then came the night that broke me. I woke to sirens and flashing lights. The moat was dark, the spotlights shattered. Vandals, likely kids egged on by angry neighbors, had poisoned the water. My koi floated lifelessly, their vibrant colors dulled by death. I stood there, knee-deep in the moat, scooping out their bodies as tears stung my eyes. Mrs. Elwood found me at dawn, her own eyes wet. "They didn't just kill your fish," she whispered. "They killed a piece of us all." I filled in the moat the next day. Not because I gave up, but because I was tired of fighting, tired of hate. The neighborhood watched in silence as the backhoe buried my defiance. Susan sent a condolence card, but it felt like a taunt. The Karens had won, but at what cost? My fountain, my moat, my koi, they were gone. And so was the community I'd once called home. In the end, I realized the moat wasn't just a rebellion. It was a mirror, reflecting the pettiness and pride we all carry. I'd built it to spite them, but I'd also built it to protect myself. And yet, it hadn't protected me from the bitterness that consumed us all. Mrs. Elwood's words lingered. We'd all lost something. The koi, the community, the humanity we took for granted. What do you think? Where does the line fall between standing your ground and tearing a community apart?